All right, today we're diving into an absolutely incredible idea from Islamic tradition. We're talking about a single night, just one, that's said to hold the power and the value of an entire lifetime. So here's the big question, the one that kind of blows your mind. How is it even possible for just one night, a handful of hours between sunset and sunrise, to be worth more than 1,000 months?
The Quran is super clear about this. It states that this night is better than 1,000 months. It doesn't just say it's equal to it, it says it's better.
Now let's just break that down for a second. 1,000 months is over 83 years. I mean, that's a whole life, right? For a lot of people, that's more than a whole lifetime. And all of that value, all that worth, is packed into just one single night. It's wild.
So, to really wrap our heads around this, we're going to look at it from a few different angles. We'll start with the journey of the self, then talk about a message that came down from the heavens. We'll even ask if this night might have left a physical mark on the universe itself. Then we'll get into how time can expand, and we'll finish up with this incredible feeling of peace that lasts till dawn.
So where does a story this big even begin? You might think it starts out there, in the stars. But actually, it starts inside, deep inside each and every one of us.
Okay, so this whole thing starts with a concept called the nafs. You can think of it as yourself, your core consciousness, your inner essence. And the idea is that this self has all this amazing potential, but it doesn't start out perfect. It needs guidance, It has to be educated and polished to reach its absolute best.
And we're not just talking about school here. This is about nurturing the whole person, your morality, your intellect, your emotions, and your spirit. It's all about getting the self ready to make those big choices between right and wrong. And for a journey that important, well, you're going to need a guide, a really good one.
And that's where this night comes in. Because on this night, that ultimate guide, that sort of divine instruction manual for the soul, it arrived. This is the main event, the reason this night is so powerful, the descent of the Quran.
Yeah, this is the kickoff point, the exact moment the divine message started its journey down to us. And it wasn't a one-and-done thing. It was the beginning of a process that would play out piece by piece over the next 23 years.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. The way this happened is actually seen in two stages. First, you have what's called inzal. That's where the entire Quran was sent down all at once in one go to the lowest heaven. Then after that came tanzil, which is the slow, gradual release to humanity, bit by bit.
So that second part, the tanzil, that's the part that unfolded over those 23 years. And it wasn't random at all. It was timed perfectly, giving guidance and laws right when the community needed them most, as they were growing and facing all sorts of new challenges. And the starting gun for all of it? The Night of Power.
But here's a thought. Was this just a spiritual thing? Something that only happened here on Earth? Some people think it was way bigger than that, like a full-on cosmological event, something so massive it might have left a permanent dent in the universe.
And that leads to this incredible question. Could we ever have something like space archaeology? You know how we dig up old cities to learn about the past? Well, what if, one day, we could look out into space and find physical proof of these huge spiritual events from our history?
The idea here is pretty profound. It's that as we learn more about space, about physics, about anything, we'll keep stumbling upon these cosmic landmarks that, it turns out, were mentioned in the Quran the whole time, just waiting for us to catch up.
And think about the possibilities here. The sources talk about things like finding evidence for the splitting of the moon, or that rain of metal from the sky, which sounds a lot like the meteor showers that brought heavy metals to our planet. So it makes you wonder, could the Night of Power itself be another one of these markers, just waiting to be found out there?
Okay, so if we're talking about cosmic events, we have to talk about another huge, mind-bending idea that's key to this whole night chat: time itself. What even is it?
Most of us think of time as, constant, right? Like a clock that just keeps ticking forward at the same speed. But the Quranic view is totally different. It sees time as flexible, as elastic. It can stretch, it can shrink. And get this, it's not just about seconds and minutes. Time has value. It has worth.
And you see examples of this all over the place. There are references to a single day for angels being like 50,000 of our years. Or take the prophet's night journey, the Miraj. The story says that while he was on this incredible journey, for everyone else back on Earth, time basically just stopped.
So let's be clear. The Night of Power isn't about having more hours in the night. It's not about time slowing down.
It's about the quality, the value of that time being cranked up to an unbelievable level. The spiritual worth of every single moment gets amplified, making it more valuable than 83 years of normal time.
Okay, so we've talked about guidance, the cosmos, stretchy time, but what does it all feel like? What's the vibe of this night? Well, it all boils down to one thing: an incredible, overwhelming sense of peace.
The descriptions say this is a night when angels come down to earth, just tons of them. And they're not here to judge or anything like that. They're here to bring blessings, mercy, and this deep, profound tranquility that just settles over everything.
And the Quran sums it up perfectly. It says, the night is peace. That's its essence. From the moment the sun goes down until the very first hint of morning, it's just peace.
So that leaves us with something to chew on, doesn't it? If one single night, just a few short hours, can be packed with the value of an entire lifetime, it kind of forces you to look at your own time differently. It makes you ask, what's the real hidden value of the moments, days, and nights that make up our lives?